Hey y'all, today we're making homemade caramel. Okay, so y'all tell me, do you say caramel, caramel, or caramel? Let me know. Let me know what you say and where you're from so I'll know if I'm just, if it's just me or if it's my area of the world. Okay, so to your pot, you're going to add in 2 sticks of butter, so 1 cup of butter, okay? And ideally, you would soften this butter, like let it sit out and get soft, but I didn't do that. So I just went ahead and started melting my butter a little bit before I started adding my other ingredients. So once I added my butter, I added in, look, I had to go check my directions. Y'all, I played around with this recipe so much, I couldn't even remember what I wrote. So I had to keep checking, and I'm going to mess something up in a minute, but I'll fix it. I'll tell you about it. So anyway, you're going to do your 2 sticks of butter, and you're going to add in 1 can of sweetened condensed milk, okay? And if you don't like doing like these cans of sweetened condensed milk or whatever, make sure you're subscribed because we're going to make homemade sweetened condensed milk coming up very soon. So anyway, you add in your 2 sticks of butter, 1 can of, what did I say, sweetened condensed milk, and then we're going to add in 1 cup of light corn syrup. I know this seems like sugar, and it is. It's caramel, y'all. I mean, come on, it's sweet. It's not a salad, right? So anyway, just add that in here, and I've got my heat on sort of a medium-low right now. I'm trying to get, I don't want to heat it up too fast because I'm still melting that butter. So now what you're going to need is 2 cups of brown sugar. That's my homemade brown sugar. Y'all know that's linked in, I'll put the playlist down below of all my homemade stuff. But I needed 2 cups of brown sugar. And I looked at my directions that I wrote down wrong of all of my little measurements and conversions. So I only added in 1 cup right here. And I was like, why does this look so light? But I'm going to fix it, y'all. I'm going to fix it, I promise. You'll see me 2 more times add brown sugar in here because I'm going to use up the rest of what's in my jar of homemade brown sugar, and then I had to get the rest of what I had store-bought, and I wasn't very happy about that, but you know what? You do what you can. That's all I had left of my homemade, y'all. And look, make sure that you stick around after the caramel gets made because I'm going to show you a really fun thing that you can do with your caramel apples if you're having a party coming up or you just want something fun for your kids. This was a weekend I was doing this, and I had my grandkids. And I've been wanting to make this anyway, but I thought this would be the perfect time, and they will love making these caramel apples. So there's the rest of that 2 cups. I went ahead and got the rest of what I needed in there. So you're just going to whisk this pretty continuously because you don't want this to burn to the bottom of your pot. So whisk it. Well, I whisked mine the whole time, okay? I mean, did I walk away for 5 seconds to go grab something? Maybe, but you don't want to leave this. That's what I'm getting at, y'all. Don't walk away from it. So you see where it's starting to bubble over there on the edges? I'm checking the temperature. Now, yes, this is a meat thermometer, but it works just as well as a candy thermometer. Whatever kind of thermometer you have will work just fine. You want to get this to 248 degrees Fahrenheit, okay? You see how it's bubbling there? So it's starting to thicken up. And once you get it to 248, you're going to add in very slowly because you know a lot of vanilla has alcohol. So add in about a tablespoon of vanilla to your pot, okay? And you see it'll start to kind of bubble up and foam up a little bit, but just keep on whisking and that'll cut down on that. And if you want this to be a salted caramel, you can also add some salt in there. Okay, so this is what we did with it, y'all. So my grandkids are small, so I didn't want to do like whole apples, like whole caramel apples. Plus, those things will just about jerk your teeth out. So I thought I would just slice some apples up, but I didn't want them to turn brown while they were sitting. So well, maybe you don't. You can soak apples in lemon juice, and that will keep them from turning brown. But if you don't like that tart, that extra tartness that the lemon juice will give them when you soak them in lemon juice, I had a little apple thief. You can add some cold water and well, it doesn't have to be cold water. Mine is straight out of the faucet. So a bowl of water with about a teaspoon of salt in it. So salt water, okay? Soak your apples in salt water for about 5 or 10 minutes, then rinse them off good. They're not going to taste salty. And then I rinsed them off real good, and then I just dried them off with some paper towels. And they didn't turn brown. So if you don't like the lemon juice, there you go. Now look, y'all, I had little helpers. Y'all gonna see little hands sticking all into these candies in a minute. So what I decided to do was a caramel apple board, okay? So I added in some mini chocolate chips. I'm adding in some of these little Heath bits right there. And look, they stole my M&Ms. Y'all saw them disappear? And then we're going to add some M&Ms. You can add whatever toppings you want. You can add pecans or walnuts, peanuts, whatever kind of toppings you like on a candy apple. I just thought these would be fun for the grandkids. So that's the ones that I used. But you can use whatever you want to. And y'all see I have kids everywhere just snitching and snatching and digging in my stuff. So there's our apples. Those have been sitting over there for probably about 30, 45 minutes maybe. They're fine. So I got some of these long toothpicks because I figured the little thin toothpicks would probably break, and I didn't want to have to deal with a toothpick accident with my grandkids. So I got a little bit sturdier of a toothpick, but you can use whatever you want to put your apples on. So then you're just going to take your toothpick and just stick it in one little piece of your apple, and that's it. Now, instead of a huge caramel apple, you have little apple slices. So you don't end up with little kids eating way too much. You have a caramel apple. You don't have a whole lot of waste, and you don't break your teeth out. I mean, it's a win-win-win all the way around, y'all. But these were so good, and it was so much fun. I thought I had some of those little dehydrated marshmallows, you know, like that go on hot chocolate, but I didn't have any. And I was going to add those because I have one grandkid that loves marshmallows. But we just went with what we had over there in the cabinet. And yeah, we made this little caramel apple board. How cute is this, y'all? This would be perfect for a little party. You know, everybody can just dip their apple into the caramel, and then they can just dip it in whatever toppings they want. And if you don't want people digging around, then you can dip the apples yourself and just put different toppings on them, and then they can just come and grab the ones that you already have made up. So now I'm putting what I had left into a jar. Now this is a 32-ounce jar. It holds 4 cups, I think. I think it holds 4 cups. But anyway, this in total made probably about... I think 3.5 cups is what's in the jar right now, and there's probably a good 1.5 cups in that bowl. So this makes about 4.5, 5 cups of caramel. So you can cut this in half again if you want to, or you can double it if you need to, whatever works for you. But I wanted to dip this in here and just show y'all that this is, see how it sticks to your apple and it doesn't just run off? That's the kind of caramel we made. If you want a thinner caramel, if y'all want me to do a video for like a thinner one, like you can put in your coffee, put over ice cream and stuff like that, let me know and we'll see what we can come up with. But this one is really good for caramel apples. It's nice and thick. It's super chewy. It is so, so good. So if you like caramel apples, you need to make this. All right, that's all I've got for y'all today, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Bye, y'all.